PS3. But it really could just be me just ultimately failing. So you can sit there and talk to Shalinda, as you saw I pass by. She's kind of an annoying little girl that you spoke with earlier in the game, or earlier on this path, but I'd rather just skip it. It doesn't really do anything for the game, and it's more just annoying than helpful. The enemies that are weak against, like, are more weak against certain player characters does persist through the most of the game. I've not actually taken the time to study it, whether or not if you just use enemies that, or use your ally that's strong against that enemy, if you'll actually level decently well or decently even throughout the game. I've not really tested that out, but based on how it works, it seems like you kind of would. They are all random battles, but I would say the RNG, or the percentage chance of you getting certain enemies, is evenly across for the most part, for all players to level up a good amount. Other than Kimari, of course, because besides enemies that he can get an overdrive from, there really is no certain enemy that he's good at killing. He can kill the enemies similar to Auron because of the piercing on his weapon, but the game doesn't focus on you doing that, as well as he starts out with a lot less strength than Auron does, so it's a little bit less effective overall. And you go ahead and dark the flying guy. This is probably the hardest fight you'll get in this area, which can actually be kind of devastating with the Fungor and then the flying guy. And I was correct, the Fungor, the little fungus guys, are weak against fire. That is their weakness. And I can tell that based on the damage I'm doing right now. I used Blizzard earlier on one of them, and it only did about 200 damage. So I'm doing about 3 times as much. And then I'm actually going to do Thunder. This guy doesn't have any actual weaknesses as far as magic. Magic does do a decent amount of damage to him. But I like doing Thunder to flying guys. I guess it just makes me feel a little better inside. Makes me feel like I'm hitting a weakness, even though I really ain't. It's not dark anymore, but he really should be close to death. He will land on the ground when he's close to death, or if you do more damage than he has hit points, he'll fall to the ground and he'll remain with 1 hit point left. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. There's an enemy that'll fall to the ground, or kind of
told ya
go to the ground and have 1 hit point left even if you do more damage, who's very similar to that enemy. It's actually a pretty rare fight to have in this part of the game, so it doesn't really occur very often. So we can...
Why only you, sir? I want to fight too.
Orders are orders.
I'm not a cadet anymore, sir. Let me go with you and I'll prove it to them.
Guarding the command center is important too, you know.
But I came all the way from Besaid to fight Sin, sir.
I know, but an order's an order. To your post, Crusader.
But, sir!
Another one.
Watch and wait, Crusaders!
Go ahead and extract speed. It'll give me a... It'll make the enemy, instead of whatever he would normally drop, he'll drop speed-related spheres. That's actually something they added into the game in the international version. In the original US version, the extract abilities as well as the distill abilities that can be on weapons was not added to the game, which they ended up adding in the international version. I believe they had it in the overseas version. So what you saw there is I gained Warrior, and I did that by having Titus attack so many times in the game. There's actually a counter for how many times you attack, how many times you dodge, how many times basically anything occurs. It's being kept track in the background, and once you do it so many times, you gain the overdrive abilities associated with that, and the Warrior 1 is associated to attacking, and I can actually equip it now after this battle is over, and Titus will gain overdrive every time he attacks rather than being damaged, which is what all the defaults are. Warrior. She comes in handy. It's much quicker charge when you're doing when you're charging every time you attack than when you get hit. Unless you're just being hit every single turn.
Kata deserves better.
At least there's no chance he'll get hurt. Why are you guys fighting anyway? Aren't the almighty Albed Machina enough?
They still need some time to get them ready. Our job is to keep Sin at bay till they're done. Waka. I might not get another chance to say this. It's about your brother.
Luzu, no!
What?
I'm the one who convinced him to enlist. I'm sorry.
Waka! That's enough, Waka!
When we used to play Blitz together, Chapu used to say... He said that when we won the cup, yeah, he proposed to Lulu. And then one day, he goes off and becomes a crusader, just like that.
Chapu also said to me that being with your girl is good. But keeping Sin far away from her is better.
Lou, you knew?
Luzu told me before we left.
She hit me too.
All Crusaders in the Vanguard are to assemble on the beach.
That's my cue.
Luzu, don't die out there.
So you can hit me more?
Lots more.
Sir Luzu, please! Please don't go!
I have to, Yuna.
Let him go. The man has already chosen his path, as you did when you became a summoner.
It would be a long time, before I ever really understood the reason why Yuna let Luzu pass that day.
Okay.
Curses. Ow! Ugh.
He really hates them, huh?
Chapu. He left the sword Waka gave him in Besaid. And he fought with an Albed Machina weapon instead.
That's got nothing to do with it. I just hate these sacrilegious contraptions.
Let's look around to see if we can't. If there's anything here. I don't believe there's anything in this area. So we'll keep on running. So the random encounters have stopped once again. And the next thing will be a boss fight after some talking. That seems safe.
It won't work anyway.
Don't say that.
Hmm.
It might be a hopeless campaign. And it might mean defying Yevon. But the Crusaders and the Albed, they're doing their best to defeat Sin. They want to rid Spira of Sin forever. And that's just what we want too, isn't it? Isn't it?
All right. But I still think Machina are bad news. They're forbidden for a reason.
Lady Summoner, there you are. The command center is that way. Maester Keenock is also there.
Maester Keenock too?
Yes. Please, hurry, my lady.
So here's I'm going to go ahead and save for the upcoming boss fight. And the Waka has...
Monopoly's a great thing.
I believe he adds some more
sorry.
stuff. Yeah, he adds weapons now. So the Avenger's pretty cool weapon. About all I have the ability to buy. But like it says, it counters attacks. Stuff. So most of the stuff is what the characters start with. So I can get a ton of money from this.